My thing is he had enablers. He had people, and ain't none of them motherfuckers caught an ounce of time.
They need to go to jail too. They need to go to jail too. Parents included.
Right, I gotta do it one time. Y'all killing me with this.
Nah, man.
I ain't gonna lie.
Starring Timothy Robb, Cool Care, Brittany Carter, TK, David Ellerby, Aislinn Dustin. When the judges fed up, there ain't nothing you can do about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Great Apes Cafe. We live and direct to the airwaves. I hope that you like, subscribe, share. Definitely happy about this episode that we're going to talk about. And at the same time, I'm actually ashamed at some of the behavior of who I should not mention the name yet. But I will say I want everybody to introduce themselves. We're going to start this off with my nigga, TK.
No, the biggest boss. If you don't know your loss, it's top.
Would that be that? Who?
Hi, I'm just Dave. That's it.
Every time you say Dave, I think about Dave the Barbarian. Dave the Barbarian.
What's up, man? It's your boy Cool Kev. Live.
No.
Aislinn, a.k.a. Linus Poet, the grandma.
She said it, y'all.
Since you always coming for me, there you go.
These are my two mentors, y'all.
Here we go.
They're the grandparents. Anyway, go ahead.
Peace, y'all. What's good? It's Queen Brittany coming to y'all from the third and motherfucking fifth dimension. Y'all know what it is.
Vibrate higher. But I do want to know that this episode is not really a high extension of vibrating. We're going to talk about the low extension of vibrating. Specifically, the vibrating situation that perhaps been happening with your homeboy, who that be that? R. Kelly.
Hold on, time and pause. Whoa. Let's back that up.
What you mean?
We gotta call him by his. We gotta call him by his state name now. He's Robert
Kelly.
He's
not my homeboy.
Robert Kelly.
Let's get that straight, ladies and gentlemen.
Since I seen that nigga
And
tripping
people
on
choosing
stage.
Robert Kelly and me don't sit horses. Okay, let's get that clear.
R. Kelly is the nigga I know from the 90s. Robert is in the feds right now.
I ain't gonna lie.
Come get your canteen, Rob.
I ain't gonna lie. I was a little girl calling R. Kelly Robert.
Really?
Hell yeah.
I didn't call him. All I knew was a few songs when I was little. I just remember.
I was fucked up, bro. I was watching him with Aaliyah. I ain't know no better.
Man,
You see
listen.
what I'm saying?
I can't even listen.
I want y'all to think about
the
this.
same way no more.
That man, 55 years
Hold
old.
on. We're gonna moderate.
Wait.
We're gonna moderate.
Not
I'm gonna
that
start this
song.
off. Because Dave gotta talk about this shit. God.
I'm gonna try to be
Dave,
quiet.
Dave.
First,
Dave got to
Dave,
talk
no,
about
I'm
everything.
gonna keep it quick.
what the fuck done happened
Here's the
with
thing.
your best friend?
That ain't my best friend. First off. Hold on. Let's think about this. This man has dodged this. Like we didn't know about it since he was 21 years old and married Aaliyah when she was 15. That's been 34 years he's been doing this shit in our face. And y'all act like y'all just brand new that he caught this charge. He already went to court, and the only reason he didn't get convicted is because the witness did not want to testify because she was getting drugged by his super fans and said they were going to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
The Boondocks did a whole episode on it. Dave Chappelle
Shout out
and
to
them
Boondocks,
did.
y'all. Shout out to Boondocks. That's my shit.
I mean, every rapper out there said the nigga was doing it. This is my thing. My whole stance on this. He got what he deserved. If he'd have stopped back when he got caught the first time, got some counseling, some help, I mean, I still probably wouldn't be cool with it, but maybe he'd be all right. But he kept it going because he was famous. My thing is,
He kept it going because he was sick.
My thing is, he had enablers. He had people, and ain't none of them motherfuckers caught an ounce of time.
They need to go to jail too. They need to go to jail too. Parents included.
Right,
I gotta do it one time. Y'all killing me with this.
Nah, man.
I ain't gonna lie. Gail hold her own. I don't even like Gail like that.
Okay.
Man, she brought it out
First
of
of
him,
all,
though. She brought it out of him,
Gail
though.
was going.
Killing me.
Gail was attacking my nigga RP to Kobe Bryant. I ain't like how Gail was doing that Kobe Bryant interview.
Oh,
That's a different episode.
Like Snoop said, funky dog head.
funky
bitch.
dog head,
Yeah.
mother. But
On
I
that
would
interview.
say,
Right.
She was on the Oprah Winfrey that episode because you got R. Kelly grown ass crying on TV. Go with a woman,
because he fucking sick,
I mean,
and that's
yeah,
why I feel like
But
he,
let's talk about the who was along the ride with the
All
sickness.
'em.
You know what I'm saying? First of all,
Every
Aaliyah was
last one.
under guardianship of her own parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they
They
allowed all of
They
that.
said her mom. They said her mama
But
fucked
she
them
didn't,
too.
she didn't even have to do that though. Ain't Aaliyah best friend?
They said her mama fucked them. That's
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
they
why
did
mama
say
didn't like
that.
that.
okay,
Yeah.
so we can't go on
That has not
rumors.
been-
No,
we don't
has
know
not
that,
been
but we
disputed
know he
yet.
was fucking with Aaliyah, right?
But
Yeah,
let's put it this
but
way.
that hasn't been disputed
I'ma say
yet.
that- I'm-
Nobody brought that up in
I'm gonna
court.
say
when-
this. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say this. The man who know the most
Yeah.
about what Aaliyah went through will not speak on it, and that is
Who?
Damian Dash.
J-
Dame Dash said when he
Facts.
heard the things that Aaliyah went through with Robert Kelly, that he literally wanted to get a gun and go kill that man. That's why Jay-Z don't. That's why Jay-Z and a lot of them that was around her that know what he did, and she told them, never respect
And-
him
and
like
this-
that.
But who was
and
in
this
the
is how you
Like
know-
you gotta realize
this
that's
is
what,
how
that's
you
part of
know-
what broke the Rock up.
But who was
because
in the
remember,
wings?
when
Who
the
was
Rock
in the
when the Rock
wings?
really broke up, y'all pay attention. That's when R. Kelly and Jay-Z did that album together.
Yeah.
Right.
And Dame looked at him different from that
But
point
why?
on.
But why? Because Dame was in the wings. He dated Aaliyah right after.
did
No,
that.
but see, that's the thing.
very
Let's
true.
not forget that.
but
that's
see,
very true.
that's the thing. He was in the wings. He was
Yeah.
dating her, but she told him, if you dating some girl, she tell you her last boyfriend did all the shit that Robert Kelly was accusing of doing to her. You're not gonna look
What
at your
else?
homeboy.
What
and say-
all was he accused of doing to her aside from fucking the underage?
They say he was beating her.
Let me
There was
interject.
some other shit that they say he
that
did,
makes-
but
of
she
course.
never came out and said anything against him because of how powerful at the time. Y'all
well, they
remember?
could have been paid off.
Well,
Right.
you got to think.
I mean,
You
well,
got
Y'all
to
can
think
sign
about-
papers.
Hold on,
R.
y'all,
Kelly
let me
is so
interject.
powerful at that time.
Think about the songs that Aaliyah made at a young age. It was some grown ass
Age
songs.
ain't nothing but a
But you
And
know
that was a
that
goddamn
song-
And that
lie.
was R. Kelly that
No,
wrote
R.
that.
Kelly wrote those songs.
Hello.
Man,
But
but
do you
that's-
know how to
hold
read?
on,
He
hold
been
on.
telling us
No,
the
listen,
whole
listen. You
time.
don't have to know how to read to
Yep.
write a
I've
song.
been trying to tell you. I was trying to
He
tell
been
y'all from
telling
the
us
start
the whole
though.
time.
I mean, but how does that
He
work?
been
though?
making.
First of all,
he been
wait.
It's
making
called You
songs
Sing
about.
It.
First
Somebody
of
else
all-
writes it down.
I ain't
Wait.
never seen nobody that do the shit and make songs about it as they do it.
Yeah, and he
And then
called,
when everybody
he called
comes,
himself the Pied Piper.
right? And then when everybody start coming and attacking him, he dropped some shit like "I believe." I
Okay,
can
go
fly."
write a gospel song real quick.
Let me get that one. 'cause
Come
I
on,
just heard that on the
What
radio.
they all do when they come
I
out.
just
the
heard that
court.
on the radio.
They gonna make a spiritual song.
Hold on.
He made a
Agree.
whole
Agree
gospel
with
album.
the
I'm gonna speak on it. Let me speak on it from
did.
what Pastor Kurt Franklin said. A lot of y'all
I
forget.
don't like Kurt Franklin.
Hold on. You ain't listen. You ain't got to like Kurt, but you gonna listen to what he had to say
All right,
about
now,
Robert.
not finna
you in the
do
Baptist
that.
Now
room
listen.
right now. You
Hold
in the
on, hold
Baptist
on.
room now.
Hold on.
Don't-
We not finna-
We not-
okay,
let's-
we not
let's-
finna
let's
do
keep-
that.
You down with
I'll tell
you down with
why.
GOP?
One person.
Let's keep.
Yeah, you know me.
Hey,
Don't.
let's keep it
Damn
in what he said. This is
I'll
what.
tell you why.
This is what he said.
I'm entitled to my
He said he
opinion.
separates. He said what y'all don't understand is this: the person he knew is Robert.
Yeah.
He knew Robert Kelly, the Christian. Robert, wait a minute.
So
Robert,
R
listen.
said for rape.
No, not no.
Church
Listen,
y'all
listen.
see- Wait a
listen.
minute. What church y'all see R. Kelly going in? Hold
No,
on.
let me finish. If y'all listen, see y'all. See this. This the thing. This the thing. When you're talking, you're not listening.
Okay.
So I'm gonna teach you like, look, I gotta treat you like a teacher. When you're talking, you're not listening. This is
Hey.
what Kurt.
That part.
Okay, go ahead,
Sorry,
teacher.
Kel.
Damn.
This is what Kurt Franklin said on the Breakfast Club the other day.
Mhm.
He said when he met R. Kelly, it was after the first incident with the first trial or whatever. And he said he was trying to find his way
He
back
was
to the
pissing on
Lord.
people.
And
He
the
said when he
name-
worked with him, Isaac Correa and all those other people that he worked with in the gospel world, he said there was never any women brought around.
That's true. I did
He
hear
put
that.
on a.
That's
Let's
true.
put it this way.
I did
The
hear
pie.
that. I did
What
hear
did
that.
R. Kelly do for the longest on his songs? He put on a mask.
Right.
He know what
So
to
he was
do
able to
in
put
the
on
right
mask.
room.
So in the right room,
I
he
did
did
hear
not
that.
bring those women. The
I
only
did hear
time rappers said they saw him doing stuff like that was when he was around rappers. Now I spoke about it because Nas said I was in the studio, and when I look over there, R. Kelly's in there getting fellatio from.
So you
from
know what that
somebody-
tells you?
And that's a big difference
He knew.
between.
He fucking knew better.
Right.
He knew
That's
better.
what that tells you.
Yeah, he knew better.
That's even more reason why I say he
But he-
deserved
but-
the fucking
but you-
time
but
he
you
got
also gotta
because
re-
he fucking
but
knew better.
who else
He
knew better?
deserved to sit down.
But
I admit
see, I
that.
want y'all to think about
Yeah.
this. Who else knew better? If you say you saw, if you
They
see
deserve the time
you
too.
see
I'm not
something,
saying, I'm not trying to
see something,
discredit.
say something.
So let me
But
ask you
Right,
this
not
question.
trying to
But see,
discredit
Nas
nobody
deserve-
else.
Y'all trying to say Nas
No,
deserve-
Nas said the girl was not underage, so you gotta
He
understand.
spoke out. He spoke
He
out
had-
Don't let
against.
that my nigga
Y'all got
Nas
them-
out in the
yeah,
Queens.
He spoke out against that nigga.
Okay.
Let me
okay,
put it this way.
making
You got to
sure.
understand, every woman that R. Kelly was messing with was not 16,
Yeah,
17 years old.
underage woman.
There
yeah,
were 18, 19, 20-year-olds, which are legal.
True.
And those guys weren't paying that no attention. And you got to realize, we're talking about the 90s. If you listen to 90s music, you better think about this. And if you watch Belly, DMX was fucking with a how old girl?
Yeah. But he was only getting head.
He was only
What
getting-
he say, my nigga?
He said he was only getting
head.
But she was 16.
Hey,
and we
hey,
all
hey,
watched
hey,
Belly, and nobody batted
hey,
the motherfucking
hey,
eye in the 90s about that shit.
We ain't gonna do this. We ain't
And
gonna
now
do
he
this.
said- But listen, what DMX, no, I'm not saying that. But what DMX said is,
will say this.
he was playing a character. It was
I
not
gotta
him.
say that.
Yeah.
We don't condone that.
Can I ask a question?
Age ain't
Well,
nothing but
let's run to the point that we get into.
Okay.
What you trying to bring? What's your point?
Oh,
Dave?
okay. My point is this.
Damn.
I want to know
point is
your
this.
point.
My point is this.
She ready.
He representing it as a lawyer right now.
I'm representing like this. For those of you who still like R. Kelly, we're gonna separate the
can't
people.
help but like
And
R. Kelly.
those
I'm
who
sorry.
hate Robert Sylvester Kelly.
No.
I don't like Robert.
No,
Don't get me
but
wrong.
listen.
Like I like R. Kelly, the
It
music.
is a
I like the
veteran.
music.
It is
Name
a no. Listen.
I can't
It's-
help but like
Good
Michael
job.
Jackson. Hey, no matter what kind of stain they put
Wait,
on Michael
don't
Jackson,
do that.
Michael Jackson is he was
He didn't
acquitted
do it.
and everything
He
else,
didn't do
but it
it.
still doesn't take away the
didn't
fact
do
that
it.
Let me
people
put it this way.
thought that he
Michael
was
didn't
that
do it.
person.
He didn't
What I
do
say
it.
is this.
Leave
Yeah.
Michael
We
alone.
look at it from this. You gotta look at it from this perspective.
didn't
God
do
gave
it.
this man a talent
Yeah.
that is phenomenal. But the problem
A
is,
talent to be a predator.
no, we ain't talking about that
Okay,
talent.
he
We talking about
used it to be the
See, that's the
Pied
problem.
Piper.
We talking about the
Do
musical.
we separate? I have to interject.
No,
I'm so
that's what I'm
sorry.
trying to get to.
Do you separate the artistic nature of a
Artistically,
person
no, listen,
from the predator?
listen.
It
Artistically,
depends on what
You
circumstance
have
you're
to.
talking
listen,
about.
listen.
You have to.
Artistically,
You have
R.
to.
Kelly is an artistic
It's-
genius.
You have
It
to.
depends.
Yeah, I
Agreed.
agree with that.
Hey,
But,
Agreed.
hey,
but
let me
as
say
a
this.
person, he's a scumbag.
50 Cent
And
was,
that's-
let me
and
say
agreed.
this. 50 Cent was a robber and a stick-up man and a shooter.
And he's a great
but,
businessman.
but he's a goddamn great producer.
And
Do
a
I
great
take that
businessman.
away from
No.
Curtis? Do I take that away
Nah.
from
But see,
50
but
Cent?
see, this is the thing.
Yeah,
What did he do
Fifty
that? What did he do that Robert Sylvester Kelly didn't do? He
Yeah.
evolved from a robber, a crook, and a criminal. Nas was a stick-up kid. He evolved from that to a businessman. What Robert
Right.
Kelly did is evolve from a person who was getting raped by his sister to a motherfucker that was putting out
Yeah.
that was raping little girls
And just kept it
and
going.
kept it going.
yeah.
And like Brittany said earlier before we started, he had a choice.
Right.
And look, he got redemption and a chance when they mistried the first one.
Right.
He should have went right
yeah.
then and there
And
and
guess
straight
what?
up. And he said,
He kept
"Fuck it, I'm
going.
going first."
Exactly.
He kept going.
So that means
Exactly.
that right there is what
Yeah.
makes me think is what leads me to where I'm with her. As a person, he's a scumbag.
How are we going to...
And the only reason I
Yeah.
still, and let me put it this way, I'm with my wife on this. Sometimes there's certain songs that I just can't listen to because I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
hear
he
him
was
the
talking
same.
about one of them
Yeah.
young girls.
I do not.
Well, let
hear
me
him
ask you
the
this.
Now,
same.
I'm listening. I believe in
Now that
Gabriel.
part-
Let me ask you
that
this.
song-
Yeah, go ahead, Brittany.
that
Go
Young and
ahead.
I'm
I
Ready
ain't gonna
song.
lie. I'm not gonna lie. As strongly as y'all
Yeah.
know I feel,
Right.
because we've stated it before the podcast
Yeah.
started and here. I'm not gonna lie. I still listen to his music. Maybe it's the artist in me.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
do, but not on
can't
purpose.
take
Maybe.
music
Not
makes
on
you
purpose.
Right. It's not because I'm not feeling what he was
Yeah.
feeling. You know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking
Yeah.
about what
I
he
ain't
was
gonna lie, I
thinking.
disagree with y'all.
And-
No,
but you
wait,
all-
I'm not
wait,
gonna.
wait, wait,
I mean,
wait,
and
wait,
that's
wait, wait.
that's
Let me get-
fair.
let
No,
me get-
that's fair. That's an
Let me
argument.
get-
that-
let me
that's
get-
you know what,
Let me
Tim?
get- let me
You
get-
know
You know what,
Hold on,
Tim?
wait.
You know what, Tim?
Yeah.
That's an argument that I won't disagree with you about.
Okay.
But how
Because
do we
I feel
act
like
now?
I feel like
Yeah.
that's a fair argument.
Right.
Okay.
If somebody say to me, "No, I totally disagree," I would
Yeah.
listen. I would
So-
understand and really agree. Like, you know what, you're right, but I would be lying if I say
Yeah.
I don't listen
So-
to his
so can I
music.
ask
So
you a
I just
question?
want to be
That's right.
truthful
Have you
about
ever-
it. You know
let me
what
ask
I'm
you a
saying?
question.
I don't
I
do it
know
on
that you about to
purpose.
go.
If
No,
it's
no.
like Pandora or something and R. Kelly play, I don't.
And you know what? I
Depending
haven't.
on the song, but
No,
I don't
I
be
got-
like,
I got
I'm
one.
listening
And I
to R.
haven't
Kelly.
put
Do
it
you-
like
do
I
you-
haven't.
do you
know
do
what I'm
this?
saying?
I don't.
Let me ask
There's
you this
one
question.
song that's harder for me because
But
it's
I'm not
nostalgic.
really.
No, we
a
ain't gonna
fan
talk about
of
R. Kelly.
his
We
That
ain't-
like
one
that.
song when
I
a woman
was.
fed
Well, no, we're not
up.
talking about
I never
one fed
was.
up. We're not
That's
talking
my
about
damn song. Don't
Do you
do
still
that.
listen to Maxwell?
Yes.
Yes,
What Maxwell
Yes.
do? Don't do
You
that.
should
Avidly.
say R. Kelly.
Yes.
I don't know about that.
He wrote numerous
What
songs
song?
from
What
Maxwell.
song?
Well, listen, I don't
What
give
song
a
we
damn.
talking
What
about?
song is
I
that?
can't-
Wilmington
He
in
wrote
October, I'm going.
Fortunate.
He wrote
That's why he.
something.
That's why
I'm gonna
Maxwell.
be in
No,
Wilmington
that's
in
why
October,
Maxwell
and
I
no
just
longer
played
perform.
Fortunate last week.
That's why he no longer. That's why he no longer performs it.
I can see that. that.
That's a good song.
He no
You
longer
can't take
perform-
anything away from
He
anything
no-
away from
Maxwell
the music.
stopped
Hold on,
performing it
one
because
time,
people
one time.
complained that he wrote the song that R. Kelly wrote it.
Yeah.
It's cut close. They can't perform none of their songs because R wrote everything they ever
Let
wrote.
me interject on those.
So they're losing money because this sucker was a pervert.
Hold on, let me interject.
Wait, before you say that, Tim, 1 second, please.
Genuine
1 second.
in my jeans.
Yeah, go ahead.
One
go ahead.
second.
That's facts.
I just want to say this. Every single motherfucker in the world got potential.
Oh yeah.
Every single
To do good.
individual.
Everybody's capable. Of something.
No, not even just that. Every single
Yes.
person in the world has a gift of talent. Some people move in it.
Yeah.
Some people don't.
Right.
So in my mind, that's how I compartmentalize
Yes.
things. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When I am looking at the art of it, it's hard for me to say this is him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
see more of his art, the
Because
creativity,
you grew up with
and
him.
all,
Yeah.
and not even just because I grew up with
People
him,
were
but I am an
inspired by him.
artistic
course.
person.
Yeah.
Right.
I love music. I love poetry. I do locks. I see art. Y'all see the styles that I do. I draw. I paint. I do pottery.
Yeah,
right.
Art is my thing.
pottery,
You know
okay.
what I'm saying?
Shout out to
So
the Potter-
shout out to the Potters.
Yep.
So
Harry
you know,
Potter.
I that's just my thing.
Music
So
is all
it's a
reflection of our
difference. So
emotions.
because I
Yeah.
see 100 motherfuckers that I really don't fucking like, but I appreciate their art, and that's
Yeah,
walking around this
yeah.
motherfucker that I personally know.
I want to
And
say
you know
something
who you
about
are.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That I personally know.
Now,
so just
yeah.
to say that's just my outlook on it.
Going
you
back
know?
on what I said about Michael Jackson. Now let's
Same
think about
thing
this.
with
Let's think
Mike.
about this.
All
Let's
right,
think
go
about this. Let's
It was
think
a lot
about
of
this.
Go
money
ahead,
stuff.
Look, he
Okay.
dead and gone. I love
All
him
right,
too.
go ahead.
Jackson 5 and all. But
Okay.
think about this. The
Stuff,
man
though.
did sleep in a bed with children, whether you were acquitted or not. And when that man was acquitted, we acting like it blacked out. So are you going to act the same way if R. Kelly's pardoned?
But see,
Oh.
they said that the parents was
Are
doing
we
all
going-
No,
that.
I got a more modern person than
Hold
you.
on, I know what you're saying.
The parents was doing what?
For money. They settled out of court for
Yeah.
money. And then a lot of people came forward and said that they was lying.
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's real murky.
I got a more
Aside from the
I got a more-
sexual, let's not say
I got a
the
more
sexual.
modern
The
situation.
man did sleep in a bed.
I
with
want
Oh,
to hear
wait,
what
wait,
Tim.
wait.
I want to
I
hear
feel
what
like
Tim
he
got
had
to say.
issues too
for
because
it.
he
Yeah.
never really had his
both
childhood. You know
R.
what I mean?
Kelly and Michael Jackson had a problem. Let's say that.
I
Okay,
agree.
Michael Jackson was acquitted. What's to say that R. Kelly won't be pardoned? And how are we going to treat him then?
Because the nigga
I'm
Like
admitted
a
gonna
to
treat
shit.
him the same.
I
You
know,
know,
I'm
I'm saying
gonna
the
tell you-
same.
I'm gonna
You
tell you
get
how
what
to
I'm
treat
saying,
him.
Yeah.
though.
I'm gonna tell you how
I
to
do,
treat
but
him.
I'm gonna treat him the same.
I'm gonna tell you how to treat him. Yeah, like a pedophile.
Period.
But I realized that a lot of people laugh, they jackal about it. They you did this and that. There is a danger behind laughing at a man who fall from grace.
Yeah,
Great
definitely.
danger. You got to make sure you actually step back and realize you don't need to throw stones. When you throw stones,
Oh yeah, because life
you
can
don't-
humble you.
Karma
Yes.
actually start playing
Life
a
can
Agree.
role.
humble you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Teddy
Like, you gotta
Pendergrass
be
said the same
very,
face
very
you see
careful
going
about
up
it.
be the same face
Be
you
the
going
same,
coming
and
down.
that's
Even
so
a more
true.
modern
Period.
situation.
So true. I don't even want to tease the situation. Like, oh, R. Kelly did that.
I got a better one
I
for
just
you.
want
It's
to
not
see
really
not
that.
even funny.
No, I got the best one.
Sad
This
as
is a
fuck.
great
I got one for y'all. I got one that's I got one
Because
for
he
you that's
was
modern.
talented.
If you think about this, we're gonna go with two people that are very inspired by him. That's Trey Songz
And who?
and Chris Brown.
Thank you.
But now listen, they did
I
a
knew you was
song,
about to
songs
say
on
that.
12 play
Trey
together.
Songz been there.
I knew
But
you
now
was about
listen,
to say that.
now here's where I'm gonna go with. Now here's where I'm gonna go with this.
Go ahead.
No, wait, let me
Go
get
ahead,
there.
Dave.
Here's
Go
where I'm gonna
ahead.
go with it.
I know where
Let's
you
look
going.
let's look at the situations that they're both going
Yes,
through right now.
Lord. Yes,
Trey
Lord.
Songz keeps getting accused of sodomy of different women, Kiki Palmer, and nobody
Talk about
is
it, talk
and
about
it's basically going like the R. Kelly
Kiki
shit.
Palmer.
Yeah.
But that's my
It's
homegirl.
basically going like the R. Kelly shit.
But what happened? This is
Wait a minute, he's being
I can't
accused.
remember the
He's
exact
being
situation.
he's being accused, and most people are saying, well, you know, look
Who
at
accused? Who accused?
just different random women accused him of,
Kiki Palmer accused who?
accused Trey of like touching her.
She not lying.
She not lying.
But see, Kiki
But
Palmer,
listen,
that's my homegirl. You
but
can't
listen,
touch
she
my
not
homegirl
lying.
now.
Listen, when I say this,
Akilah and the Bee?
but see, listen,
Right.
nobody.
Right.
This is
I got
what
a
this is
problem
what
with
people
her
say.
too. What
Wait,
took you so long?
time out. She told it when it happened.
You
Don't go
you
there.
already got status.
Wait a minute. Wait,
What took you
pause,
so
TK.
long?
Hold on. You
You gotta
can't
be
say
careful.
that.
She
You
said
can't
it.
say that.
Why?
I'm gonna
Kiki-
tell you why. Wait,
Kiki said it
wait.
when it happened. She said it when it happened. She
Hold
did
on,
not
let me
We
wait.
get
can't
that.
say what took you so long.
Microphone
because,
check. Bring the microphone.
You can't say what took you
Okay.
so long because unless you know what it feels like to be,
Oh, true.
you know what I'm saying? Because
never
I've
told
been in
anybody.
that. I've been in that
Watch your mic.
situation, and it really took for
Yeah, I
my
never told
parents to go
anybody.
through
I
my
got you.
journal to find
So,
out.
I
It's a,
never.
saying what the rest of
it's
the
a
world
fear
is
that comes
thinking.
behind
Yeah.
that sometimes.
Well,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
because
Internal,
people don't
so-
believe.
Exactly.
That's where I'm going.
Right.
When it comes to Trey Songz, people are not believing it.
Right.
His fans and a lot of people. And I'm not saying whether the Kiki
I
Palmer.
love him.
I
hope
believe
it's
that.
not true.
but wait, But now some of the other ones, the other accusers, when I say the other accusers,
Yeah.
the white girl that he pulled her titty out in the little thing, she waited 2 years to say something about it when she found out he had.
Because she
Yeah.
liked it.
That did happen. Yeah.
Because I watched her
Say
face
that
when
again?
we
Because
watched.
she liked
We
it.
watched this. We watched
That's
her face.
different.
That's different.
Because everybody saw it.
Everybody saw.
Yeah.
Now
Okay.
let's move over here to
I
Chris
hope
Brown.
it's not true,
She
y'all.
trying to get
I
money.
Now
love
let's
Trey
move over here to Chris
Songz.
Brown. Chris Brown beat the unmitigated breaks off Rihanna. Now
I
wait,
still hate
when I
that.
say
Let
no,
me
when I say
interject.
wait a minute,
Cat
I'm not
Williams
finished.
said they got
I'm
the
not
fight and
finished.
Chris won.
I'm not finished.
And here's one. Throw
I'm
one
not
up in the
finished.
air.
No,
Trey
wait.
Songz.
Wait a minute. I'm not finished. I'm not
Rihanna.
finished. I'm not
Go
finished.
ahead, go ahead,
I'm not
Y'all
finished.
come
I'm
back
not
to
being
my
funny.
girl
So I
Riri.
want y'all to
Go ahead,
hold on
Dave.
to this.
Go ahead.
Hold on before you get there.
They made
So
up
come back
The
to
reason
my
why I
girl
say it
Riri,
like that
so-
is because that's how the world is carrying Chris Brown.
Yeah.
But what y'all did not
I
listen to
did.
is when
They won't let it go.
when they first did it, Chris fell on the sword for her because just like she said before, y'all forget a year or two before she beat her own brother with a goddamn champagne bottle. Rihanna admitted she was violent.
Okay.
Now this is the thing: in that little ass Lamborghini, for those who've never sat in a Lamborghini, there's not much room.
No.
Broke ass ain't never said
What
that.
y'all
Wide
know, what
as
y'all
hell.
did not pay attention to is when they showed those mugshot photos, Chris had a bite mark on the side of his face. When they finally went to court and did that trial, Rihanna said it. I bit him on the side of his face and he punched me. Y'all gotta realize, Chris is like, y'all looking at little Chris. No, Chris ain't no kind
Chris
of,
ain't no
Chris
little
is like
motherfucker.
6'4".
Hell no.
He weighs like 195 and he's a dancer. He is
Yeah.
in shape. And just like he said, when they finally went to trial, she did not want none of that to go. When she did that interview, she said she regretted doing that interview because she painted him out to be a horrible person because
the
that's what
label.
society
She was
wants.
mad
She had
at
an
that.
And then
album
y'all
coming
want to
out.
think,
It was the label.
after they got off of parole, they got right back together
Right
and then
back
separated.
together.
And you know
Made
what
a
they both
song.
said? They said the
Fuck.
same thing. We are both toxic and we do not need to be with each other because we bring out the worst
And
in
they
each
made
other.
that good song called
And,
Cake.
Chris,
Cake,
no,
Cake.
and listen,
Cake.
Chris is suffering years down the road still.
I don't think it's fair.
And
They ostracizing other people for
and the
And I'm
Dr.
gonna tell you
Riri-
why. And I don't think it is because at the end of the day, I still pay attention to the consistency of people. If he was beating like multiple bitches,
Yeah.
then I'll be like, yo,
Right.
he a woman
Right. It was
beater.
a
He
one-off.
didn't beat
But-
Carucci.
No,
But
nah,
all I'm just
Carucci
saying,
accused him of
I
punching her in the
have-
stomach. Carucci accused him of punching her in the stomach. But
Carucci accused.
she also accused a couple other people she was
That's
with
clout chasing.
of
Right. So let me just say this as a woman that has been a person that has provoked a fight with a male multiple
You did it on
times.
purpose, so you wanted to fight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
That's
can't
that
sit there.
Aries. That's that
Yeah,
Aries
I
energy.
can't. Well, because I'm a fight.
That's the Aries.
You know, well, not now.
well, when he did the
Oh,
interview,
real
you
man
heard
ain't gonna
him
put his
before.
hands on no
When you
woman.
find-
That's the
period.
Aries energy.
Yeah, yeah. When
I
I was
walk away
younger, I
from
couldn't
you.
control it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if my boyfriend be like, "Bitch, I'm about to slap the motherfucker out of him,"
Right.
Yep.
or and I'm not gonna lie, I was driving down the road with my boyfriend.
Oh
one
God,
time.
here it go.
He was driving, and I slammed his head into the
Oh,
driver's
Lord.
window.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn,
And
bro.
in
That
that
was
case,
toxic.
girl, we was in that bitch
Not
fight like
Queen
Ike and
Brittany.
Tina in the car.
Oh, Lord.
Why
Why
don't
did
Listen, I got
you
you
do that?
Did you
get a book right?
Watch you over there facing. I thought you said you grabbed the steering wheel and tried to kill both of them.
Mm-mm.
Cause I done had that
Hell
shit
no.
happen before. Girl grabbed the steering wheel at 70 miles per hour and tried to take us into the trees.
He ain't see it
It was
coming.
like this.
I ain't see shit coming on.
He ain't see it
It
coming.
was like so
I ain't
in
gonna lie.
that case, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I got 3 sons. And let me tell y'all, I done really fucked my son up one time for like roughhousing a girl.
Right.
Cause I don't play that shit. You
Right,
know
which
what I'm saying?
one?
So I don't condone it. I don't condone it. That's
ain't
my
right.
discllaimer. I just put that out there. But I just want to say,
But see, this is
when
my,
it come to Chris Brown's situation, I got a little bit of empathy.
Yeah.
Because I have been a woman
And when
that
he-
has provoked fights. And at the end of the day, even if it's the opposite gender, it really does not give you the right as a woman to physically put your hands on
when he
somebody.
did the,
Because sometimes a motherfucker can blank and react out of reaction, which
Yeah.
I have also done. You know, somebody do something to you and you just react before you even think about it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because it's a defense
Right.
mechanism.
I've done
We
that.
shouldn't be putting hands on each other. You know what I'm saying? So,
she approved the documentary.
right. So when
So
it
we
comes
know-
to Chris Brown, I'm not
we know
judgy. I
she's
love
like-
Chris.
yeah,
She's
You
over
know?
it.
Yeah, they cool. They friends.
Right.
And the
And
thing
he
is,
has
they
not
settled-
continued
hold on,
to
they
beat
settled out
multiple
of court.
bitches.
No, they
You
didn't
can't
settle.
compare Chris
Ain't no
Brown to R.
friends in-
Kelly.
in-
You
in-
know
no,
what I'm
there's no
saying?
friends
But
in
what I'm
men.
saying is, what I'm saying with that is this. Because they listen, you look at how they love the artist. Because they no longer perform songs on 12 Play. They don't make mention of him
Man.
because, as they pointed out, and they'll tell you, They were inspired by him, but after they heard the depths of the things that he was accused of and was convicted of, they
But a
kind
lot
of
of people knew.
So we wasn't through
Shit, they
in
in the
1990 when the motherfucker was pissing on camera. We wasn't done then.
we wasn't. Time out. Let me get this one out.
We wasn't done
Nigga,
then.
people eat ass nowadays.
Hey,
Pissing ain't shit.
But hey,
And what they said?
in the
What Dave
situation,
Chappelle said though.
that was your niece.
If I don't see your social security number,
Dave
Hold on,
Chappelle
first
said,
and
"I want to
First
pee
and
on
foremost,
you. Hold on.
that was your first and
Piss,
foremost.
piss,
That was your niece.
But listen,
First and foremost, that was your
that was
niece.
on the end. That's on the end. But let me ask you this.
Come
one.
on, keep it real.
If you
Let's
got-
not act.
If you
that
got
wasn't his
somebody,
niece. That was his.
That was his
god
god
dog.
Go whatever. Okay, all right,
yeah,
cool.
not blood. But listen.
Yeah,
So if somebody pull out their penis on you,
on camera.
But wait, before
On
I've seen the
camera.
tape.
Listen,
I've seen the tape.
camera.
Listen,
Tape
I've seen the tape.
It depends on what they pull out their penis and do.
It ain't even a new
What
What happened
happened
before he
That
pulled his
nigga
dick out?
take time out to set the
See, everybody remember. See, everybody remembers him pulling his. Time out. Everybody remembers him pulling his. No, everybody remembers him pulling his dick out. Everybody remembers him setting the camera up. But what y'all fail to remember is this. Y'all didn't see that knot of money he put in her hand before he got there and pulled his dick out and pissed
Okay,
on
now
her.
let me retract.
So she took the cash.
Okay, I
so
do
like,
remember
so
that part.
that's what a lot of people said. She took that big knot of money. And guess who else was taking them knots of money?
Them
But
parents.
The parents.
Yeah.
Because they was
You
dropping
ain't-
off.
You ain't want nobody
The
to
parents.
golden rain shower on you. Move the fuck out the way.
Nigga, she was lapping
I
that
said
shit up
that
like it
before.
was
That's a
goddamn
conflict. No,
I told a motherfucker that before.
that's a conflict.
What did you say?
Okay, Riley. No,
If
that
I
was
see somebody
Riley.
kissing, I'm gonna move.
No,
That's a
that was
conflict.
Riley.
I
That
had to
wasn't
put that
Huey.
quote
I mean, I
up
know.
though.
That's
One at
a
a time, one at a
conflict.
time.
It's a conflict in human nature. You know what that says?
What?
That says it's too many motherfuckers out here willing to sell their soul for
Yes,
money in so many
yes.
different kind of ways.
You'd be surprised.
And that's some bullshit because like I said before, I have 2 artistic sons. I would never, ever, ever fucking drop my kid off nowhere and leave them.
Hell no.
I would never.
Mm.
Tim, I trust you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I still wouldn't come bring Sincere here to the studio and fucking haul ass.
Right.
It's not about the fact that I don't trust or trust. It's because my child needs to be supported or
That's right.
feel supported in every situation that they're in.
Yeah.
So if you sell your goddamn soul, it's you selling your kids. These
Right,
motherfuckers
right,
sold
right.
their children for
Yes.
money.
Yes.
And
They
enough-
sold their children for the
Still
almighty
doing it.
dollar. And
Yeah.
I have been broke as a bitch before.
Mm.
I mean, broke as a bitch before and would never,
when-
and you can't pay me. You can't convince me. You can't buy me. You
Right,
can't say,
right.
Brittany, I'm going to give you $1 million, but you got to leave them there. I don't give a, bitch,
Let's-
I'm not leaving my
let-
motherfucking baby. Is you
let's
crazy?
look at let's look at where he started molesting people at.
Talk about
That's
the
the key.
molestation. Let me talk. Shout out to my queen, my sister queen, son Sincere. It makes sense. Shout out to those who are artistic. First of all, let me tell you something. My homeboy got in the studio for the first time. He was a little nervous. But the etiquette that he had in that studio was more professional than the majority of adults that I've done,
That's my baby.
that I've dealt with in the
There you
studio.
go.
That's real. Like, you don't understand. Some people be nervous. Sometimes my producer get mad at me. I ain't got my shit together professionally in the studio. And my homeboy Sincere came in there like he been doing this shit for 15 years. Shout out to my little homeboy. Real,
Shout out to
real
my son.
Sincere.
But on the
Mad respect.
on
Keep
the,
writing.
And
Keep
bust
writing.
out
that
2
name.
songs.
on the score of what she just said about selling kids. Y'all need to look at where he started molesting people at. See, what y'all fail to realize this. New York,
Hey,
Chicago.
don't come, careful now.
I'm gonna come for all these big cities. Los Angeles,
Careful, not city.
Houston.
Careful now.
1992,
I don't like
93,
New Yorkers.
94, 95, 99 was the crack era.
That's facts. You right.
So
This
these
is true.
16 and 17-year-old girls had never seen money.
Everybody's doing
No,
Coca-Cola.
wait. They had never seen money. He's pulling up in a Rolls Royce Azul, a $600,000 car when your parents can't even afford to feed you.
Well, you know
He
what?
pull up to the
Maybe
high
that
school
was the
and-
case.
He pull up to the high school, he hold out a knot of money and say, baby, suck my dick. They've been sold already. Their mama a crackhead. She done sold them to the local drug dealer a couple of times.
Yeah.
This ain't nothing for them. At least this is a star.
You got a point, Dave.
And
You know why?
and-
Because my parents were drug dealers when I was growing up, and I didn't lack anything. So I damn sure wasn't about to sell myself for
let's
nothing.
add this.
You know what I'm saying?
And not only that, Robert can write you a song and make you the next Aaliyah.
And I wouldn't give a
And if
fuck.
baby girl can sing, she in the
that one
she
time.
look,
I
she in
wouldn't
there,
give a fuck.
she in there stretching her mouth and doing all this stuff. Think she about to prepare for a mic. Yeah, she gonna prepare for a mic, the mic in his pants. But guess what? Once she got that, she come home with $30,000. Guess what her mama and her daddy say? Baby, it's okay what you did. Go back and do it again.
Nope.
Let me.
And
And
to
if you
this
try,
day,
and
motherfuckers
look,
still try to
and
buy
listen,
me.
let me
To
tell you
this
how.
day.
Let me tell you how real it is.
No.
Let me tell you how real it is.
Negative.
Y'all didn't pay attention, but a couple of them said I ran away, went home, and my mama bought me back.
Damn.
The same thing. And if y'all think that's a joke, we've all seen. What's your movie? Tina Turner. What's what love got to do? It? When she ran away from Ike, took her kids, and who told Ike where the hell she was? Her own motherfucking mama.
Because he bought that house.
Because he bought her a house, and Ike whooped her motherfucking ass for running. So let's take it back to that. Ike Turner was probably the original R. Kelly because Tina was young as shit,
That's
and his first
possible.
wife was young as shit.
And then you look
And he
at that.
kept
But
doing-
what year we talking about with Ike Turner?
Oh,
1970s?
60s and the
I ain't gonna
70s.
lie.
70s, I think.
And it's a
And man,
great.
listen.
Hold on. Let me interject now, Chief. And it's a great sadness at the fact that women had to deal with men like that.
And listen,
you know, like that.
if you watch
It
too
is,
much.
but you know how I feel? You know how I feel about it? At the end of the day, it's about the individual.
yeah,
It's really about the individual.
right.
Because at the end of the fucking day, bruh, I have been through so much of this shit that we talking about.
Yeah.
And never once am I about to fold. Call me, maybe I'm too fucking,
you can only
maybe
crack
I'm
who's
too
vulnerable.
egotistical.
Sis new
You know what
nickname
I'm
is
saying?
Miss
no,
Fold.
it's
No,
it's-
you can
No,
only
maybe
crack
I'm
who's
too
vulnerable.
egotistical.
No, it's
I ain't
sometimes
You know what I'm
egotistical.
saying? But at the end of the day, my ego has said, nah, fuck that shit.
some
You
people-
ain't got to, nah, fuck that. Just because your mama did it,
You
just
don't
because
have
your granny did it,
break the
just
generational
because
curse.
that motherfucker was raping her and motherfucker was raping her and then this motherfucker was raping you.
You know,
You know what that said to me?
yeah.
That said I got a fucking choice
Right.
because if a bitch touched my child, I'm going to jail.
I want you
Who did pimps crack? Who did pimps crack?
That's
The
it.
tough-minded women.
I'm
or
not
the
selling my
vulnerable
kids. I'm not telling my
Vulnerable
kids
women.
it's okay. I'm not
Period.
being passive about it. I'm
Yeah.
not letting nobody buy me.
See,
I'm not gonna continue that same motherfucking cycle and keep doing the same shit over and over. No,
Because-
fuck all
because
that.
you
I'm
gotta
not
look-
doing
you
that.
gotta look at what you gotta look. You gotta
People
look at what.
people still try to buy females.
Yes.
Nigga, yeah,
I
they just
know
had.
that.
Every day?
Yes.
I know that. I'm doing this for the podcast.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry. Sorry.
Motherfuckers still try to buy me, and not even just the opposite sex.
Niggas try to buy other niggas.
I get women. I have had a woman come in my shop and try to buy me. Oh, if a motherfucker come to you and say, I'm gonna fund this, I'm gonna pay for your marketing, I'm gonna pay for your startup, but I want half. What the fuck does
That's trying to buy
that
you.
say?
That's too much.
That you trying to buy me,
Yeah.
but you're taking advantage. Because if you willing to do all that, you know that what I'm doing
You
is
trying to be
extremely
blind.
profitable.
Right.
And that's
You
right.
see it. You know
You
what I'm
see
saying? So you're
potential
trying to take
energy.
advantage,
And
right?
You see that kinetic
And
energy
see
going
what she
on.
Right.
said. You got to break it yourself. Because here's the thing: if you look at the migration from the South, they came from poverty, went to Chicago, New York to get money, and then when we started getting money, here come dope. Then after dope, here come crack. So now you're back in poverty. So you was taught by your grandmother to do what you had to do to get out.
But always remember,
listen.
Well, hold on. Always remember the dope and the crack is the aspect of the United States of America,
Oh.
making sure that they intervene.
Conspiracy theory. We gotta stop. We gotta stop.
and
Stop.
no,
Stop. We're going too far.
No, I ain't going too far. They pushing cocaine.
Ain't no damn
And-
conspiracy. It's the truth.
Tim
The
told me I said
CIA,
It
I'm
is.
just, you gotta be careful saying that now.
the CIA brought cocaine.
Well, we know that was a fact.
They
Whatever.
turned a blind eye
but
so
this-
they can fund their
Sis,
bullshit.
but
see-
that ain't no
But see,
conspiracy.
this is the
That's
thing about
the damn
that.
truth. That's why I love Snowfall so much. 'Cause it shows
Let me
that
dig. Let me
shit.
dig in some of this
And
old
it's the
southern,
damn
some old southern knowledge.
They had to ruin that somehow.
We were taught that a
Facts.
broke dick nigga, and this TK done heard it for a broke dick nigga is a nigga that ain't got shit. So we were taught to work to
Not
get
the broke.
ours.
Yeah.
Can't be old broke dick nigga running around here fucking everything you ain't got shit.
Facts.
So even if you had the best dick in the world back in our day, nowadays bum niggas
I was
can get
about to
pussy.
say
Oh, yeah,
because they
bum
yeah.
But see,
Yeah.
old school
Yes.
niggas,
You know
who you
listen,
are.
listen,
What's
old
up
school
with
niggas,
that?
old school
The
niggas.
bums do-
But,
It's true.
but listen, old school
TMI.
niggas.
I don't
Be
fuck
like,
with Bummer
goddamn,
too.
why?
But see, old school niggas, they use their money. They knew how to combat bum niggas with good dick. Cause I can buy you a house, I can help you out, I can get you out of something.
Damn right.
Now, you take it the opposite way. I done heard old women tell a girl this: you'll never be poor as long as you got the sunshine between your legs.
Yep.
So
I've heard that.
So
I've been told that.
So let me tell you what that's teaching your daughters when you tell them
Ain't
that.
no sunshine.
But you know that shit was offensive to me when I heard it.
But
He said it nice.
Let me see. No,
He said it
I said
nice.
nice. But let me tell you what you're teaching your daughters when you tell them some shit like that. You teaching them that their worth is their pussy.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
And you teaching them that. And guess what? That's why you got motherfuckers around here. They get grown and all they can talk about is pussy when they rap.
Yeah.
All they
It
can
still
talk
don't justify none of the bullshit.
No, it don't justify the
don't.
bullshit. But think about it. How easy is it for a motherfucker that's got a weak ass mind that her whole life
And
has
that's
been,
my whole point.
that
It
her whole-
depends on the
that her whole-
individual.
that her whole life she been told that her value is in between her legs.
It depends on the
men been saying
individual.
that.
No, I'm not saying just. I'm not just saying.
Yeah,
Her.
it depends.
And then you take a motherfucker like him that has all the money, the shine, the glitz, and then he go.
But see,
whatever.
I think that's why I have an issue because you already know my whole story. I've been that girl that thought,
Yeah, see, she the opposite.
that's what it was because every man that came around me either tried to molest me or rape me or whatever. I've been raped and molested multiple times, so it was like, well, this is all that men want. So I mean, that's what I have to give. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
And my dad wasn't there, so.
And see, that's another thing.
And you know what? Let me. I don't. There was an episode that came out on Great Apes Cafe that was called Mothers. And when I looked at the episode, the reaction that I got from that was, where is the men protecting the females? I need the men
in
to
jail,
make
bro.
sure. I
They
need
dead.
the men who are not dead and who are not in jail to make sure that you buy guns, you buy ammunition, and you protect your fucking females. Listen, you protect your wives, you protect your daughters,
stop keeping
you protect your
secrets.
aunts, you protect your cousins, you protect your sisters, you protect your friends. There should be no reason that when I look back at that episode, every female at that episode had some form of a trauma that I didn't know. And it seemed, I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Bro, let me tell you
This is
something.
a great sadness. What's the pandemic level? That's
Pandemic.
That's a pandemic of females,
Bro.
regardless of if they,
Men are doing-
regardless of the minority.
Shit.
What is the pandemic level of a woman having to go through that form of trauma?
Well, see, the problem is
children.
it
Period.
happens to men as well, but
I've
it
had it
happens
happen to me,
more
and
to
it was a
women
woman.
than it does to
Listen,
men.
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you something. R. Shelley walk in your house a lot easier than R. Kelly.
That's true.
Very
Your
true.
grandmama don't pay attention to her old friends.
R. Shelley will get
R.
her
Shelley's
motherfucking
the
head blowed
R.
off.
Shelley's
fucking with me.
R. Shelley's the babysitter that pulls your dick out when you're 10 and says, "Ooh, let me suck that."
And this is
And you and because you
Facts.
and when you go tell your daddies and your uncles,
they say
they say, "Boy, you got you a grown woman." Because what they don't want to hurt you. They don't want
And it's a double
they-
standard.
listen, it's not just a double standard. But in their mind, you gotta look at a lot of them. A lot of them, their first piece of ass was a whore that their daddy took them to go fuck so that they wouldn't be faggots.
that's very,
like
very
I
true.
said.
Because
it's a
look,
double
if you was any
standard.
kind of feminine, the first thing your daddy will tell you back in them days, well, I got something for you. And next thing you know, you at the whorehouse and there's some grown woman climbing on top of you for $1. And guess what? In your mind, that can fuck you up further. That's why some niggas went in the closet even further. And never came out later. That's why some dudes beat the hell out of women because they fighting the demons that they was taught today.
That's sick as well.
And let me tell you something. The sickest part about a grown woman fucking with a boy that's young is this. My whole perspective in life, and that's why I can understand some with R. Kelly. My whole perspective in life up until I met her, I tell you quick, fuck that bitch. Because the way I looked at it, if you could come into my house, touch me, and then smile in my mama's face like you ain't did shit to me, got me around here questioning myself like, God damn, am I that handsome?
Was I supposed to
Was I
like
supposed to do that? Am I that handsome? My whole life I heard this. I go to church with my mama and there be old ladies that have fucked some of my great uncles or shit like that. And I look like someone, oh, you so cute. One day I'm gonna get you. You 40 fucking years
In the
old. I'm
church?
fucking 10. And you in the church.
In the church.
And you say
Nobody
shit
better
like
not
that.
ever let
And
me
listen,
hear that.
listen, some of my friends, some of my girlfriends' mamas and shit like that, I done seen their mama naked. And I'm wondering how the hell I'm seeing her naked because she trying to get me to fuck because they heard me fucking their daughter. And they want to see what I'm working with.
And that's the
And the sick shit about it is my friends, my men folk around me, other than my daddy, people encourage this shit. Like, boy,
Men do encourage
yeah.
it though. Men
nigga,
is
you
very-
got it. Go get it.
But
Like
see,
I
and
said,
that's what I
double
meant
standard,
when
like
I
I
said
said.
that's
They
sick
feed
as
the
well. I
disease.
mean that as well.
I mean, I lost
Yeah, that's
my
double
virginity.
because
standard.
at the end of the day, I don't give a. I understand the whole masculinity, the whole manhood thing, the whole trying to teach them to be a man. But bro, when a kid is 12, 13, 14,
molested.
they don't need to fucking be worried about trying to
Right.
be a man.
None of
You
that
know what
shit.
I'm saying? They
Right.
need to
They
know
need to
how
be
to be
kids.
who, at they fucking
there's a-
age and be who
There's a
they are
difference
at
between
that
there's a
point.
difference between being a man
What
and
you
being
that's
sexual.
that's doing shit out
Yeah.
of fear.
I'm not
That's
gonna
saying,
lie,
oh, I'm
though.
scared my son might be gay, so let
So
me go
fucking
ahead and
what?
try to
Yeah.
fuck.
Right.
You can't fuck a boy out of being gay.
Man, listen, let me tell you something.
That
Be-
part.
be-
facts.
who you fucking don't make you a man. Because
Exactly.
I know some dudes that take it in the ass, fucking all that shit, and they more men than niggas that fucking girl.
My son.
Because they will take care
Well,
of
he
a
not
house. They will
sexually
make
active,
sure
but-
everybody's straight. They feed the kids and shout out to them niggas.
Right.
And you see them in the port every day. They around here taking care of 4, 5 of these niggas that so-called hood dudes, kids, taking them to the park and teaching them shit. And them dudes like, I don't want my son around that fat. Listen, first of all, while your ass was locked up, that man was feeding your child. And he wasn't fucking your wife for it. So that let you know he was doing it out of the kindness of his heart. He's not trying to turn them into anything. Because a lot of times I hear them gay dudes, they on them boys just as hard. Like, hey,
But see,
man up.
Let me,
My
let me
oldest
inter-
son.
let me interject on this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Great Apes Cafe. Please like, subscribe, share.
And I'm not
Let
going
me
to use
in-
that for it.
Let me interject on this though. Do y'all not see the commonality that Western culture, United States of America,
Boy, don't just go Western culture.
it's hyper-sexualized?
Yes,
Boy,
it is.
Boy, no, not just, it's not just Western culture. It's
Don't
listen,
say it's worldwide.
it's not worldwide. Let me
Okay.
put it this way. There's a map, and it shows the most sexualized countries in the world.
Which is who?
The U.S. The U.S. ain't up there.
No, it's like
No, no.
Germany.
It's like
It is
Germany.
Germany, that
It
is
is Europe.
Germany.
It is European countries.
Mhm.
Let's get that straight. They all
Yo,
Western.
yeah.
But Africa is not
Yo,
that.
United
Africa
States
is
ass go over to
sexualized, but
Germany,
not
it's
in the
real.
way that we see it as sex. The
No,
women
it's
are not
not.
sexualized, but the men are hypersexual.
Mhm.
Literally, there is no such thing as rape in some of those countries.
Mhm.
If the
So-
man take, if
You're right,
if
you're right.
you get
Unfortunately,
raped as a
you're right.
woman, they will stone
Some
you.
of those countries in Africa do actually talk about circumcision on a woman, and if you
To desexualize
That's
her.
Okay,
too
yeah,
much.
but
Yeah,
you know
too
what?
much.
But still, like back to what Tim say, I kind of agree a little bit, because when you do think about Caribbean
I
and
got one for you.
African cultures, per example, whining. It's twerking now.
Right,
but when
right.
I was a little kid, it was whining.
whining.
Do you know how many kids could be in a room and be Caribbean dancing, meaning butt popping, back popping? And I don't remember guys looking at us
Because they
thinking,
don't
oh, I
say.
want to fuck this
Yeah.
little girl because it was a part of our culture.
Culture, yeah.
It's cultural.
America
Let me
sexualized
put it this way.
Exactly.
that.
If
You know what I'm
if
saying?
If you pay attention, we were bred in breeding farms. The term motherfucker means just what it say. You were taken in a room blindfolded.
That's very
Listen,
true.
they blindfolded
Very
you
true.
so that you wouldn't know that you fucked your own mother. They blindfolded your mother and put you over a rape kit and had you
Lord
fuck
have
your
mercy.
mother.
That's very true.
And so you're doing this to people for hundreds of years. You're ingraining this shit
They
in their
speaking
DNA, in their
facts. I know.
soul.
Mm.
And this is your other thing. When you talk about hypersexualized, black people as a whole are fetishized all over the world. We just saw something on TikTok that said, go to
God, what's that
Thailand.
lady's name?
And when you
I
go to
don't know.
Thailand,
I
what were the
freaking
women
know.
saying to the black man as he walked down the street? BBC, BBC. And they
Had
were
the
not
real
talking about the
big
British
butt.
Broadcasting
Oh,
Company.
you talking
they're
about
talking
They were talking about big
Sarah?
black.
Yes.
Yes.
Sarah
Body
Barnett.
parts, yes.
And listen, they will say,
Thailand is, I ain't gonna lie, Thailand be doing too much.
and listen, just like Sarah, like I said about Sarah Barton, she was put in a human zoo
Yes.
and
that's
paraded
sad.
around because of how big her
And
ass
then after
was.
And
she
what country
died, they
this was in?
displayed
And
her.
what country?
Yep.
What country
How
this was in?
tragic.
What
France.
country? And this is
Go
Oh,
ahead.
trust me.
I'm
They
gonna
did
let
it in
Tim.
Japan. They did it in other places
and
too.
what year this is? Because it's not too
It
long.
It
wasn't
was
really long.
it was
It's
the
very
it was the late 1800s, early 1900s. It was
Right,
That
that's
wasn't
sad.
long.
It wasn't
That's not
long. See, we get into things, Western cultures, but Africa as a whole, they look at us as the golden standard, and then they start sexualizing us. Think about
It's
it.
very true.
You look at it. The first thing, and I'm gonna put it this way: everybody ain't got a big dick. Every black man does not have a big dick.
Pause.
We just-
Pause.
Pause.
Can I go pee, y'all?
go for it?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Great Apes Cafe. I hope that you like.
Oh,
subscribe, share.
this part you go. Hey, but look, we don't.
And,
While you were paused, we were talking about the fetishization of black people, about women having better, black women having better vagina and bigger, all that, yeah. But we got to a point. At the end, we said,
All that, yeah.
and I quote, "It's fucked up that the white man could drink from a black woman's titty, but we couldn't drink from the same goddamn fountain.
Make that make
Make that make sense.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. But that's their mindset. They didn't want to, because you're going to contaminate us by drinking our water. But your children was sucking from mammy's titties for all them years, and they didn't contaminate a damn thing. If anything, it made them stronger. It kept them from getting the diseases that you was worried about.
And let me interject on this, y'all.
Because they were getting our nourishment.
Kev, what you think about all of this? Because I got to address the quietest person in the room.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, Kev.
I was trying to tell y'all earlier, like, when you really sit down and think about it, though, like, some people just really, if you really sit back and really look at it, man, some people just sit. You can be the richest person, but you still want to go around.
Shout out to my friend who live on Boy Dollar. He's
You
a
know what I'm
millionaire.
saying? You want to be around a fucking little kid. Like, you got
Well,
enough
not that type of sick.
You
But
got enough money to go do whatever you want to do, but you still in your mind like, all right, man, I want to.
Got
go
enough
fuck
money
this.
to go get the help, the adequate help that you.
You know, I want to go fuck this. I want to go fuck this
Facts.
12-year-old girl and turn her to a wife early.
They
And
want to keep doing what they're doing, and they got people enabling.
or you got people like, I ain't gonna lie though. I did want to say something earlier though. Like, my ex girls, she was older than me or whatever, and I know we was talking about the golden shower joint, and I was like, you know, I had like some crazy relationships, but like she had got in the shower and told me to come in there. I was talking to her. But she had wanted me to pee on her in the shower. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, I'm just, the reason why I'm saying that to go to show you, like, you know, like, if I didn't have nobody to talk to or whatever, you know, I'd be thinking like, dang, I'm doing something right, because, you know, who am I to say those? So that at the end of the day, everything just kind of fucked up. But as far as like, somebody wanting
But
to
you're
rape.
talking about somebody consent.
As far as what we was talking about with R.
But see,
Kelly,
that ain't
I'm
what we
talking about.
talking
I'm talking about. Look, I'm talking about. Far as raping somebody, man, that
consent is a motherfucker.
I'm talking about. I'm raping is like you holding somebody down. You know, you taking what they have.
they
You know what I'm
say
saying?
no.
I got one for you.
Yeah.
So y'all
Yeah.
talking
Now
wait,
you
wait.
can't just say
Hold
no
on.
because it's not. It's
So
still
you
consensual.
gotta think about
If
it.
you start and initiate, it's
No,
still.
I'm just
it's
trying to
still
tell you. I'm just trying to tell
Whether
you.
you say no or
In the
not.
state of North Carolina,
Hold on.
y'all know that y'all ladies cannot tell me no once you tell me yes.
That's
Yes,
very
It is
true.
on
That's
the
what
law.
I'm saying.
You
very
cannot
true.
rescind consent.
No,
but
you can't.
but listen, in my moral code, if you tell me no, guess what? I'm diving off you and running out this goddamn house.
Facts.
Guess what, Dave? I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
when I say no.
That's the point.
Facts.
Bitch, if I say no,
Stop.
Facts.
and you don't
Yeah.
get the fuck up off me,
You gonna feel it.
You know, like you
y'all
shouldn't-
gonna see me on
I don't
mobile
like your
patrol.
dark place.
It shouldn't be.
But look, but once again,
It shouldn't be in your mind to
Tim,
be like, oh,
who
well,
wrote
the
who
law
wrote the laws?
said-
Tim, I like the way he said. Who wrote the laws?
You know what I'm saying?
It
It's
shouldn't
been-
be in your
Western
mind to be
society.
like.
It-
It shouldn't be
okay.
in your mind to be like, okay, the law said that. You said yeah.
But see,
so-
listen,
I'ma
it's
be
people
honest.
that- There's people that got that in their mind because that's how they use their.
That's how they use their power. Because I'll just to be honest, I've never been in a situation where I said yes and then said no. I've never been that.
Well, I had to teach my
but
daughter
I've
that.
seen people belligerent out of their minds before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you
So
know,
I had to teach my
That's-
daughter that. I said,
at
instead
the
of in the
end of
state
the
you live
day,
in,
if somebody decides, if y'all in the middle of it and somebody say stop, that's
please stop.
okay. So I've been in the middle of something and I've
Stop.
said stop for whatever reason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I say stop, that means stop.
Freak.
Did you not see? That's the problem with the government now. They already don't give a fuck about what we choose for ourselves
They
any
just be doing
motherfucking
too
way.
much.
They doing too
So
much.
when you sit there and say, if I say yes and then change my mind and say no,
Let
then
me
I
ask
gotta
you
go
this.
with the
We are-
first
this
answer
ain't
I
the- and
choose.
this is not the only
Bitch,
state
fuck
that
you.
says
No,
that
I
shit.
don't.
Let me ask y'all this.
Most of
question.
them in the South, most of the states that say that are in the South. The traditional South, the 13 colonies that held us in slavery, those are the states.
'Cause
You
it
know
ain't
why?
black
You
folk.
know
You-
why?
it's
Because they
white
used it against
men.
they used it against black women. So that they
right,
say,
and let
she
me
told
say
me
this.
yes.
It ain't
And
black
no,
men.
let me
It's
say
white
this.
men.
Okay, and let me
Yeah.
say this too. Just like you said earlier, oh, R. Kelly was sexually abused. This shit happened to him. The sister raped him and all this kind of shit. Guess what? Maybe the girl that said yes, that really wanted to say no, had already been sexually abused, had already been mistreated, had already been raped, and she was afraid because she already been in this situation. So the same shit need to motherfucking apply.
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's a circle. That's what I'm trying to get to. It's a vicious cycle. Both of them were caught in a cycle. Both of them got to get out that cycle.
But I feel like
it's hard to get out them cycles.
But the cycle is not just both of them. I feel like it's a lot of people. In the
That's what I'm saying.
situation
It's
of that,
society.
you think about the cycle of pain and you know, think about somebody. You look at these gang members. You know, somebody that killed my motherfucking brother. I'm gonna go ahead and kill your ass.
Right.
That's the cycle of gain. Eye for an eye, and it continue and it continue. Pain is necessary for growth. However, when do you cut off the pain? Like when do you when you gonna break the cycle?
It's up to the individual to cut it off.
It's not just the individual; it's society as a whole.
Listen,
because that's the hardest
society
part.
is trying.
Society. I don't know where society is going because when you tell me society trying,
okay, I'm gonna say why society. I'm gonna say
Roe versus Wade.
But listen,
I don't see
no.
ideology.
You're not seeing society. No, let me tell you what you're seeing.
Progress.
Let me tell you. Why did R. Kelly get caught up as the Me Too movement? Because women got power and they said, we're going to do what we're going to do and we're going to get these motherfuckers. Yeah. Right. And let me tell you something. They got him, they got Epstein, they got all these people. And let me tell you why.
No. Let me interject. Epstein.
I don't agree.
No, wait. I'm about to take you back circle. I'm about to take you back circle. Epstein got killed in that cell because he knew powerful white men who been molesting children. Now I want you to think about those powerful white men that was molesting children. Where are they powerful at? They're in the government.
I love you, but
and listen. How soon?
Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta stop the podcast.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Great Apes Cafe. I hope that you like, subscribe, share. Now back to what I was saying earlier. When you really, really think about it and start peeling back the onion and you look at the core. The core is white men in America didn't have to have the Constitution amended for them.
It was written for them.
It was written for them. We had to amend the Constitution for us, minorities and women, which got re-changed. You know,
they were the last ones to get their rights. But.
And when you look at it like this,
we were. No.
Women's
rights came first.
No, they didn't.
We didn't get civil rights until goddamn 1965.
Listen, and they didn't get their right to vote until
we got black women had to pair with white women in order to get voting rights.
What did you just say? Women, black men had the right to vote before women ever.
That's very true.
Let me explain this to you very carefully.
Very true.
It's divide and conquer.
What the fuck I was gonna say?
It's divide and conquer.
I was speaking on civil. All the way around.
Nigga, we still ain't got civil rights.
Yeah. And
you talking about? We still
don't.
die every day for the hand of the police. You can't even
you got civil rights. You can come into court.
That's it.
That's about it.
Right.
I'm sorry.
For them to railroad your ass.
Right.
But what's upsetting is the fact that it's just the KKK can sit back, eat popcorn, get their feet massaged, get their cousin to get off the bus.
Nigga, Batman is.
That's a whole nother episode.
And sit back and see us destroy each other.
Nigga, Bruce Wayne.
That's a whole nother episode.
That's another episode.
Bruce Wayne and Batman can't be in the same room, buddy.
What R. Kelly got in common with black people and anybody else that's adding to the pot of pain. Think about the cycle of pain for a little bit. I need you to step back and just be optimistic. If I punch TK in his fucking face right now, he's gonna punch me back.
Possible.
Right?
Don't know how hard you hit.
Possibly.
Because you might knock him out.
Right.
A knockout blow, you can't fight back.
Facts. Anything is possible. What I'm getting at is, I know Ed gonna have some editing to do on this episode. I gotta fix. I got a pot of beans and some rice and shit. But anyway, what I'm getting at is, pain is necessary for growth. I always talk about that. But when is it gonna stop? You know, when you talk to your religious aspects of Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, this gotta happen. This is supposed to happen. And I disagree with that statement. You know, like I'm not Christian. I'm not Buddhism. I'm not this. I'm not that. I'm just a human, right? But when is the negativism going to stop?
It stops when each individual decides that they're going to start taking accountability for themselves.
But I find that an impossibility.
It will never happen.
It will never happen.
It will never happen because the world is full of both.
Listen, exactly.
You got to have a yin for every yang.
Right.
But I feel like there's more negativism than positivism.
You feel that
I
way.
don't agree with that.
You feel that way because of what society you live in.
It's showing you, right?
It's showing you. Let me put it this way. Let me ask you a question. Just what you said.
Apples, oranges.
No, apples and oranges. I'm gonna use your own words against you. I pay very close attention to what you say.
Oh, shit.
You said the Constitution was written for who?
The Caucasian
White.
males.
Caucasian
White men.
Yes.
So for them, society is going just fine and has been for 400 plus years. They have never had to struggle. They have never, even the brokest white man will say some shit like, my parents left me a house. My parents left me land.
Trump said his
'Cause I
dad
still
left
listen,
him $1 million.
and listen,
Because I
and
still
listen,
want to know when America was
what is
great.
land? What is all
For
that
us.
is wealth. Generational
Never
wealth.
ever.
Most of our black people are first or maybe second generational wealth if they got it. And if they aren't, they still struggling. So when you coming from the place of the struggle, you don't understand. That's why they're looking at like they're trying to ruin my perfect way of life. They're the majority. We're the minority. So your feelings
By
your-
statistic,
by statistics,
quote unquote.
your feelings
That's why
are
this
based
Roe
from a
versus Wade
place
shit is
that they're not living in.
white lie.
Right.
So when I say that it's a yang for a yang, if you look at it, if they do a survey and judge happiness,
Right.
a lot of them gonna say they fucking happy.
Right.
Versus a lot of us saying, hell no, I ain't happy.
Right. Right.
You
But-
saying that, but
That's a
but
very small
yours,
percent.
it is
Very
because you know
small,
why?
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're leading in suicide.
Yeah, they are.
Mm.
That
But-
part is a
but-
different
but-
episode.
but see,
White male.
let me ask you a
Sorry,
question.
different
No,
episode.
white.
That
Right.
It's white
and,
period.
Yeah, white people.
overdose.
All right,
Well,
3
let me-
minutes.
Right.
3 minutes. We go to wrap.
Yeah.
Like
Let
1
me
minute.
put
We
it-
go
let
wrap
me
this
put
up.
this
Oh,
way.
yeah.
That's why it's a
Let me put it
crisis
this way.
now.
But guess
it
what?
was a war on
in
drugs.
their mind,
Yes.
in their mind, they're trying to get back to when they was the happiest. When was their suicide rate the lowest?
I'm not
Oh
even
shit!
sure.
What,
Think about-
recession.
No,
The
No,
great,
take
the lowest?
the great,
No,
the
not-
Great
not-
Depression.
not
and
doing
shit
the
like
Great
that.
You
Depression.
said
was,
when it was the lowest.
the Great Depression, it was high.
It was
They were-
high.
no,
It
yeah,
was
but
high
they didn't
during the
have no
depression.
farm
It
bills
was
like they
no,
got
no.
now.
We're not talking about
They
that.
didn't have
In
none of
their
that.
mind, take it back further than that. TK,
Okay.
when was they happy?
When they were slave
Oh, well,
owners.
yeah,
When
when
they
they
was-
was
when they
was
owned
yeah,
us?
when we
When
was
they were
unhealthy.
slave owners.
When we
When
were
they-
yes.
What they always say? We want to get back. We want to whistle. We want to whistle Dixie.
Make America great again.
You know why they want to whistle Dixie? Because when Dixie was great in the
It was
South,
never fucking great
the
for
white
us.
man was the white man was king. Even if you was the poorest white man, you was
And-
better than the
and-
niggas.
And this how I'm gonna.
That's all they need.
That's
this
hold
is
on.
better
Let me
than- this
defend
is how
Cody.
I'm about
My
time.
white grandfather didn't own no slaves.
Then let me bow tie, and this is how I'm about to.
But he benefited from the slavery.
Shut your
But he
ass.
benefited
And this is how I'm
from
about
it.
to tie this
Yep.
episode up right here. You just said the fact. What did you say? What did you just say?
They benefited from slavery.
Right.
Let me put it this way, and I say this to white people all the time, and I call them on this shit. Whether you own a slave or not, you benefited from the system.
Yes, you did.
Because that system allowed you as a white man to do things that you could not, that a black man, nor your white wife, nor any other color person could do. So the benefit that you got from it is just as bad as the motherfucker that owned it. Because you didn't try to change it.
Yep.
Now, abolitionists and stuff like that, I agree. If your people was abolitionists and they were trying to free us from slavery and all that, hey, y'all allies. Now, I understand y'all when y'all get upset and say, don't say that every white person. So I'm not going to say every white person. But understand, they were born with the benefit. They chose to give it away. They had the right to give the benefit away.
Right.
We were born without the right to do a damn thing. We were 3/5
Which is
of
what
we were
have
3/5
to
of a
amend.
person.
Yes.
Think about it like this, and shout out to my Caucasians who may argue the fact that, well, I don't know why you're talking about racism, classism, sexism, and things that happened
It
days
They
exists.
ago.
say that it don't
It's
exist.
still-
It
won't
exists.
talk
They
about
still
it.
saying that it
Because
don't
you won't
exist.
talk
it
about
still
it.
affects us today. It's still happening
And
today.
sexism, because they don't like
Listen,
that.
bruh.
Their women
That's-
suffer from it too. They just
Definitely
Yes,
true.
they
they
do.
side with their men, but they suffer from it too.
Wait, listen. In Mississippi, they were still having segregated proms up until 2008.
Oh, let me give you one
Wait,
better.
wait, wait,
They
wait.
were
Say that
still.
one-
Yeah,
say that
go
one.
ahead. Go ahead. Say it
Segregated
again.
Segregated proms,
Hold
and
on,
it
let me
was
give
not
you
the
one better.
kids; it
was
was
the
the parents. The
They were
kids is
still
like, we go to school
slaves.
together, we play sports together.
Yeah.
Why are we having a segregated prom? It was the parents that wanted them to keep it.
And
segregated.
that's why I say what I say. All
Mhm.
these old racist motherfuckers is dying off, and y'all kids love us.
There was still
So just
slave
know that
families.
this change is here.
There was still slave
Change.
families in the
Change.
60s. Let's not forget
Because
that.
they
call
were
it
still
share-
just recently
sharecropping.
doing that shit, right?
It's
And the
They
new
love us,
slavery, and the new slavery is the industrial prison system.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Watch.
Wait a
13
minute.
Oh, they're
on
getting ready.
Netflix.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
The
whoa,
Supreme
whoa.
Court
Wait
getting
a
ready to
minute.
visit that right now.
Don't just say that. The new slavery, old new slavery, is the industrial prison system, is the education system,
Yes.
is the religion system.
Yes.
All three are the top three
Look
systems
at what
that they run in.
Look at
So
what
we
they-
can't
look at what they
discount
fighting.
the other two.
they're fighting CRT because they don't want their kids to learn that
For
we
me
did
to
it.
both tie this episode,
Right,
I'm gonna say
right. That part. They don't want their
And they
kids
got
to
them.
know what the hell they
Exactly.
was
this. I
doing.
want everybody who see. I hope that this is Great Apes Cafe. I hope that you like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. But I want to say this before I bounce out the episode. You have to understand that life is short. And if you always bombard yourself with his story, you won't know about your story. That's the question. Do you know your story? Leave a comment. Tell me what's going on. Deuces.
Peace, y'all.
Why do you get so smooth all of a sudden? Like, what are you,
Because
Billy?
I'm CGI.
What are you, Billy CGS, nigga?
When that man be serious,
Damn it, Billy D. That nigga be like, he go from to